This story around the campfire is called The Waiting Room. Hailey Monroe had been seeing Dr. Bernard Keller since she was 16. Her mom had taken her for her first pelvic exam, and she remembered how kind he'd been. Soft-spoken, with warm eyes, and a clean, sweet smell, like lavender and antiseptic. He never made her feel embarrassed or small, even when she was terrified. Now, at 30, Hailey still went to him, not because she hadn't thought about switching, but because she never had a reason to. Dr. Keller was reliable, professional, trusted. Until today. Her heels clicked on the tile floor as she entered the clinic, the fluorescent lights humming above her like a swarm of insects. Hailey paused. Something was off. The reception desk was empty. The usual nurse, Denise, wasn't there to greet her. She looked around. "Hello?" Hailey called out, her voice echoing. "Is anyone here?" From down the hallway, a shadow moved. Then footsteps. Steady. Slow. Dr. Keller appeared, still in his pale blue scrubs, smiling the same calm smile she'd seen for 14 years. "Hailey," he said, "right on time." She chuckled awkwardly. "Did I miss a holiday or something? Where is everyone?" "I gave the staff the day off," he said, gesturing for her to follow. "Sometimes I like to have one-on-one time with my long-term patients. More focus, fewer distractions." She hesitated, something tightening in her chest. He noticed. "Is that all right?" he asked. "Yeah," Hailey lied and forced a smile. "Sure, just didn't expect it to be so quiet." They walked down the hallway together, her steps slower than usual. The walls were filled with framed diagrams of the female reproductive system, smiling babies in arms, and inspirational quotes about women's health. But today they looked sterile, like props in a horror film set. "Room 3, Dr. Keller said, holding the door open. She walked in. The room was cold, not air-conditioned cold, empty cold, lifeless. Dr. Keller closed the door behind them. "Take your time undressing," he said, not breaking eye contact. "You know the drill." Hailey sat on the paper-covered exam table. She didn't move. I'm not feeling great. I think I'll reschedule." Dr. Keller didn't smile this time. "You've waited 6 months for this appointment." "I know, but You trust me, don't you, Hailey?" Something about the way he said her name scraped against her nerves like a dull knife. He stepped closer. "Dr. Keller, Bernard," he interrupted. "You've been seeing me for 14 years. Call me Bernard." She stood up. "I'd really rather reschedule." His hand reached out fast. She jerked back. "I said I want to leave." His face shifted, no longer kind, no longer familiar. His eyes, once warm, were now flat and heavy, like 2 dead coins in a jar. "You can't leave," he whispered. "Not now. Not after all this time." Hailey backed toward the door, hand fumbling for the handle. She turned sharply, filled with fear. "What is this?" Bernard tilted his head. "You always trusted me. You never looked at me with fear, not once. I always loved that about you, even as you grew up, even as the others left." Her voice cracked. "Others?" He smiled again, this time wide, too wide. "They always leave too soon, but you stayed. Hailey hurled a nearby tray at him, metal clanging as it hit the floor. She darted past him, shoulders slamming against his chest. He grabbed a fistful of her hair, but she slipped free and sprinted into the hallway barefoot, heart slamming against her ribs. Lights above flickered. Every door she tried, locked, empty, silent. "Help!" she screamed. But there was no one. Behind her, his voice slithered. "I've known your body longer than any man ever will, Hailey. You think you can hide?" She reached the end of the hall and shoved open the staff lounge, a window. She yanked at it, sealed shut. The lights died. Darkness swallowed her whole. Her breath came in jagged gasps, each one louder than the last. "Hailey!" Bernard called from the shadows. "Do you remember when you told me about your first boyfriend? You said I was the only man you felt safe around." She crept along the wall, fingertips brushing cold plaster. "Remember when your mom stopped coming with you?" he asked. "I wanted to thank her. She finally gave me space." Her hand found something, a broom. She gripped it tight. A footstep behind her. She spun and swung hard, cracking the broom handle against something solid. A grunt, then a scream. His. She ran. Another hallway, a red glow ahead, exit sign. "Please," she whispered, "please work." She reached the door, pulled. Locked. Behind her, something scraped, a dragging sound. Bernard appeared again, face bleeding, eyes wild. "I gave you everything," he snarled. "I watched you become a woman." She slammed her body into the door again and again. "Let me go," she screamed. He rushed her. At the last second, she dropped to the ground. He crashed into the door, dazed. She grabbed the keycard from his coat pocket and swiped it. The lock clicked. Hailey burst out into the empty lobby and out into the blinding daylight, screaming, breathless. A woman crossing the parking lot stopped and ran toward her. "Oh my God, are you okay?" the woman shouted. Hailey collapsed into her arms, sobbing. "He's in there," she gasped. "My doctor, he's trying to kill me." The woman looked toward the building, then back at Hailey, confused. "That place has been closed for about 3 months now," she said. Hailey's breath hitched. She turned. There, in the glass doorway, stood Bernard, calm, smiling. He lifted one hand, gave a small wave, and slowly slithered back into the shadows. Hailey stood frozen in the middle of the parking lot, shaking uncontrollably. Her skin was clammy, her lips pale, her eyes wide, not just with fear, but betrayal. All those years of trust, all those quiet moments of comfort, every visit, every touch, all lies.